Alright, y'all, I'm ZestyQueso, long-term 20-year player of the game, and the Leagues 2 stuff just released, so we're gonna go through the release video, and then we're gonna go over the blog post and check it out, see what we think. So, let's start with the video. I'll pause it here and there, talk about it.
Leagues is back. In an alternative world where Guthix never fell, balance hangs by a thread, and every player has a part to play in restoring it. Leagues doesn't care who you were, it's all about who you become. Every decision locks in a new path. Every unlock alters your power, and every choice pushes you towards a different destiny. The race begins again. And this year, we've dedicated free-to-play Leagues worlds. More players than ever can join the adventure from day one.
It's gonna be free to play.
Welcome to Leagues 2 Equilibrium.
Hype.
So, let's recap. What is Leagues actually about? Well...
Banger music they had for the last one.
Yeah, that's Leagues.
Leagues is RuneScape's seasonal game mode, where everyone starts fresh. Progression is massively accelerated, and you'll unlock game-changing powers on your way to exclusive rewards. This season, all roads lead back to Guthix, the god of balance. As his influence spreads across Gielinor, your choices will determine the powers you wield and the kind of adventurer you become. And as your power grows, you'll need to choose your alignment, shaping not just your build, but the philosophy that guides your adventure.
God alignment.
Will you uphold order, seek balance, or embrace chaos?
So, it's gonna be a tough choice.
Where will you begin? Maybe not there.
Don't get smoked by the dead tree.
Every adventure begins in Mistballoon. For the first time in Leagues, almost the entire world is locked away. To venture beyond your starting regions, you'll need to complete tasks.
Old School's been doing region locks at it.
Takes you. Every region.
I like it because your choices feel
skilling opportunities, quests.
Your choices feel so much more important when there's region locking, because you don't just get access to everything. You actually like design a build path and areas. It's a lot of fun. A big part of Leagues for me is the planning, so it's fun to see.
And rewards. But you won't be able to unlock them all. Every choice comes with consequences. Which regions you unlock will shape your progression, your build, and ultimately the story of your league.
Tasks remain at the heart of your progression, but we've rebuilt them using your feedback. Expect better balanced objectives, more opportunities to experience RuneScape's latest content, and meaningful milestones that keep you moving from one unlock to the next.
Nice.
Many of the lengthy quest requirements and reputation grinds that slowed players down in League's Catalyst have been streamlined or automatically unlocked as you progress, getting you into the content you actually want to play faster than ever
change.
before. And as your adventure unfolds, so does your build.
This year, you'll progress along two distinct paths. Relics transform the way you skill, gather, and explore Gielinor, while Blessings introduce a dedicated combat progression system of their own. As you earn combat blessings, you align yourself with order, balance, or chaos. Every choice strengthens your connection to that philosophy, ultimately unlocking a powerful god-tier blessing that defines your combat mode and rewards your chosen path.
That's cool, that's cool.
Some of the most
Legit just
impactful
have like the
combat
power of
effects we've ever
Zami or
seen.
something. Again, just
Together, these systems give you more freedom than ever to forge your own path through Leagues.
Of course.
Yeah, these changes so far that they've talked about, I don't know if you played last League, it was kind of on the slow side. And there was just like a combat relic tier, so you basically chose your style. Old School's been doing this like separate combat like progression from the relics, and it's been really nice. So I play both games. And I think they're just modeling it a little more after the Old School stuff, so that's a good thing.
Of course, it wouldn't be Leagues without relics. Last year, one piece of feedback came through loud and clear. Make them more powerful.
True.
So,
let's break the game.
First up, we have Endless Harvest. If your idea of the perfect league is spending
Old School
less time banking
relic,
and more time gathering, this
Old School
relic
League's
turns killing
classic.
almost
Big big on this one. For all the people that aren't going to be playing 24/7 and you want some AFK things to do, Endless Harvest and Old School has always been a great option for those people.
Flow of resources.
Next, there's Survivalist, built for players who can't help but optimize every route and every click. More resources, better tools, maximum efficiency from the very start.
And finally, Golden Touch. If making absurd amounts of money sounds like your idea of a good time, this relic transforms agility and thieving into your own personal gold mine.
Fortunately, there isn't a wrong answer. Every relic opens up a completely different way to tackle the league.
Dang. There's our tier 1 relics. Endless Harvest for the AFKers. Which also, in some ways, it is also like an XP boosting relic, because you don't have to bank. At least when we get into the blog, I'll make sure. But like in old school, that relic usually banks your stuff for you, so you're never leaving the resource. So it is an XP increase that way. Survivalist, marketed as the like you want to be active and maybe a little bit sweatier of a relic, but always fun. And then Golden Touch, I'm not too sure about because I don't know how much money we need. Just trying to think of like different shops and whatnot that are like really good to use, because in leagues everyone's an Iron Man, so money is typically just used through shops. So if anyone has any good tech, leave her down below.
This is only the first of many build-defining decisions you'll make. So, which one are you picking?
Over the past year, we've transformed RuneScape through the road to restoration, making the journey through
Big W,
more rewarding
big
than
updates
ever.
recently.
Because every league begins with a fresh start, there's never been a better way to experience everything that's changed. It's time to gather your friends, choose your path, and forge your own story.
Heck
We'll
yeah.
see you in Leagues 2 Equilibrium.
You will be seeing me. Guaranteed. August 10th, baby. Whew. It's like 18 days or something. I'm ready. I'm hyped. Alright. Let's bop on over to the blog. Go through some like finer details maybe. I might read a good amount of this, but also might skip through some stuff. We'll see. I'll just read it all. What is Leagues? Leagues is a RuneScape's limited game mode where everyone starts fresh in a brand new save. Yeah, so everyone starts level playing field, brand new account. If you haven't played RuneScape and you're curious about what it has to offer, Leagues is a very good way to kind of blitz through a lot of the content and get an idea of what is all out there. As you complete tasks, unlock powerful relics, and explore new opportunities, you will work toward exclusive rewards while creating your own unique build and playstyle. And with our account nomination feature, you're able to play on one account, but choose for the ultimate rewards you earn to go to your main account. Oh yeah, they did this last year. So you can play Leagues on whatever account, and when you start, you can type in the name of like a different account. So if, say, on your main, you want to play Leagues on your main, but you want the rewards to go to your Iron Man. When you start, you type in your Iron Man's name, and all the reward points will go to that account. So it's kind of a neat way they do it. This league tile Equilibrium is inspired by Guthix, the god of balance. As his influence spreads across Gielinor, your choices will shape the powers you wield and the path you follow. Very much leaning into the lore and gods side of this league, so that'll be interesting. When the league begins, you'll create a dedicated league player. So you don't need a new account to play leagues. You just log into the league-specific world, and you go from there. Throughout the league, you complete tasks. So it can be anywhere from, like, in that video, they showed milk a cow, and that gave 10 points. And the relic thresholds are, like, 500, 3,000, 10,000, and they, like, exponentially increase. So you can either do a lot of small tasks or like a couple of the big, like 400 pointers, I think they go up to. So we'll see how that goes. Reach new heights with lightning speed and supercharge XP rates. I think they go all the way up to like 16x or something. So in the main game where there's skills like thieving where you can get 500k XP, 1 mil XP, like 1 million XP per hour times 16, that's, I mean, 99 in a skill in a couple hours. So definitely expedited. So Your journey is defined by the choices you make. Every region you unlock, every relic you choose, every task you pursue, and every blessing you claim shapes a unique path through Gielinor. Like I said, they introduced the blessings in this league, which Old School had a very similar system, and then actually Old School's most recent league, they had this whole like overwhelming skill tree that was really fun to mess around with. I spent countless hours planning and prepping on that, so I don't think this will be as in-depth, but I like that it's separated from the relics. No player-to-player trading. Success depends on the path you forge yourself, whether you embrace order, seek balance, or unleash chaos. I've never been a big Saradomin fan. I don't want to do what he says. So as of now, with no more information, I'm definitely leaning towards playing with Gothics or Zami, balance and chaos. Free to play access, that's cool. If you're free to play, you can you have access to the first 3 tiers of relics, allowing you to progress through the early stages. Free to play players can unlock up to 3 relics, explore the regions. Okay, that's cool. So if you're free to play, you have like a little mini league you can play. Over the past 8 months, yeah, a lot of stuff has changed. There's been combat modernization, which has been huge for the non-necromancy skills to actually do damage in the early and mid game. So I foresee every combat style being usable. Unlike last league, it was kind of like melee was the king because it got this base damage increase and healing, and it just felt like if you weren't using melee, you were significantly nerfed, which doesn't feel good ever. You want to be able to play the combat style you want to play. Your adventure begins in Mistlin with access to the Havenheith region. So you'll get Mistlin and Havenheith. Havenheith has released a bunch of early game stuff, so that'll be cool. But the rest of the wider world remains locked. You can then expand beyond these starting regions by completing task milestones. Karamja will be unlocked when you complete your first milestone, granting you access to 3 regions. So that's how it's always been in the old school leagues. You get like Mistlin area, which includes like Lumbridge, Varrock, and then the task milestones they're talking about is like, so for relics, say a relic is at 3,000 points, you have to do 3,000 points worth of tasks to unlock that relic. The way the regions work, at least this is how they did in old school, and I imagine they just copied it. Instead of needing 3,000 points, you need like 50 completed tasks for your first region. So like once we do 50 tasks, we'll get Karamja. And then once you complete 150 tasks, no matter what points they're worth, you'll get your next region and your next one, and so on, scaling higher and higher as you go. So that's where the easy 10-point tasks come into play. You can just smash out a bunch of those to get your next regions, and then complete the higher point tasks in those regions to get your relics. So we're getting technically 6 regions. Mistlin, Havenheith right away, Karamja, and then you get to pick 3 out of these as Garnia, which has like God Wars Dungeon, City of Falador, the Giant Mole. Don't disrespect them. I foresee that one not being super popular because God Wars Dungeon 1 is kind of not super important. The only exception being if you want to play with Necromancy, subjugation is required for some of the upgrades to your Necromancy gear, unless you plan on going straight from like tier 60 or something to the robes of the first Necromancer, which would be quite the jump. It's possible, but yeah, otherwise subjugation is going to be important for the Necromancy style. Kandarin, full of skilling places like Player on Farm, Hall of Memories, Deep Sea Fishing Hubs. Definitely a lot of skilling quality of life in Kandarin. Trying to think of what big content's there. Can't immediately think of it. There's so much stuff in Rs3. I mean, the game's been going for 25, 26 years or whatever. So there's just a lot of stuff everywhere. I will mention that there are some of these regions that seem kind of jam-packed. Oh, like to mention Mistlin. Mistlin has so much, and we get to start with it. It's got the Elder God Wars. I mean, there's just so much stuff there. Mistlin has which in turn, if they're doing it that way, You get into through Missalin, which then in is how you get to the gate, and it's how you get to Sanctum of Rebirth. So like just without unlocking anything, we're gonna have so much content, and then it's just kind of pick your 3 that you want, like what you want to experience in the league. Feminic Province includes all of its islands. Nadesnot, Lunar Alley, Atizo. This region kinda first look for me is underwhelming because, I mean, what's it got for bossing content? Really just Dagonoth Kings, I think, which, to be fair, makes some pretty good rings eventually. But we'd have to combine with Anachronia. But it's like, do you really want to pick Farminic for a ring slot? Maybe, maybe not. For Rs3, which is the Wilderness, it's got a bunch of dangerous Slayer enemies and Daemonheim. So if you want to train Dungeoneering through Dungeoneering, you have to take Wilderness. You can still train it through Elite Dungeons, but even then, ED1 is... Well, I wonder what ED1 would be combined with, because it's off on that island. I don't know. Good question. But then ED2 is in the Wilderness. So they're right there. You need that. And then ED3 is in the Wilderness too. It's in Daemonheim. So both those elite dungeons are locked behind the Wilderness, I would assume. And then ED1, not exactly sure where that would be. So Wilderness is looking pretty good. I'm liking that as a front runner for one of the places I'll be picking. The desert, brimming with areas like Metaphos and Oasis. A lot of good stuff. Hunter training at Whirligigs. Desert just has a ton of stuff. You got God Ori's Dungeon 2, which has weapon upgrades for every style except Necromancy. You have a Masket for like that late game. This is what I want to do at the end of the league with my friends, because it's probably the like pinnacle content. And then like it's either that or Zami for like the group content in the game. And Zami we get with Missalin because we get Elder Godwar's Dungeon. So yeah, Desert is seeming like a must pick to me for, I would say, almost anybody. Mauritania offers a wide variety of content for bosses like Araxor, skilling benefits of Everlight dig site. You know, they're digging pretty deep when one of the big things they say for Mauritania is that, oh, you unlock the Everlight dig site. I don't think there's a whole lot going on there. You have Barrows, which tends to be kind of unimportant because it's tank gear and it's only tier 70. To be fair, if you do want the, I forget exactly what it's called. It's like the Darrock relic power. You would need Wilderness for that, or Mauritania for that, to get the Amulet of the Damned. But we'll see. Araxor is pretty fun, I guess. Kind of could be annoying unless they let you pick what paths are open, because it's got that time-gated way of dropping the leg pieces. Then we got Tyrannwyn. Elven lands are full of potential benefits. City of Prifddinas, the Axis of the Lost Grove. Once again, is it enough to make you want to go there? The big PVM content that would unlock would be Solak for like Blightbounds, or the Grimoire, Aerith Doors Grimoire. That's like one of the best in pocket slots. And the crossbows are pretty good themselves. Also would need Tyrannwyn for the Lost Grove to get Cinderbanes. There's no other way to get those. So it's definitely got some things. The way I'm seeing this is there's going to be like a couple main regions for your main like PVM content, and then you're just going to have these side like support regions for either skilling things you want to do, or yeah, probably just skilling content. Small little PVM upgrades, which Prif is pretty big for skilling. There's a lot of stuff to do there. And then we got Anachronia, full of big dinosaurs. Hunt them, fight them, farm them. So with Anachronia, you're getting the Asuran Arsenal, and the first heist you're getting in the desert. You're getting Raksha, pretty good drops. You're getting Rex Matriarchs, which aren't super important, I guess I would say, because if you're going to take advantage of those ring upgrades, you're going to also need Frumnik, which people might deem worthy and do that. You get Osseous. One of my favorite skilling methods, which is big game hunter. Big game hunter fan. Love that content. So Anachronia is maybe going to be something I'm looking at. Also, some of the best agility XP you can get. I know people don't want to train agility. Also, the only way to get double surge, if you're looking to want to pick that up, you're going to need Anachronia for the codex pages. You have to carefully decide which of these areas to unlock, because you won't be able to unlock every region. Do you focus on getting access to as many bosses as possible? Do you have a build in mind that wants access to a specific training method or piece of gear? Or do you just really like hanging out in the crafting guild? I'm going to say no one likes just really hanging out in the crafting guild. But if you want to hang out there, you have to take Asgarnia. Once again, I like region locking because it makes you think about what you want to do in the game more. And with so much content in the game, it kind of lets you narrow down and focus on certain content so you don't feel so overwhelmed. Like, the choice is overwhelming, but once you make the choice, there you go. You know what you're there to do. Reasons are your own. They'll shape your journey through Gielinor this league. No matter what path you take, you'll be able to obtain the Dragon Trophy and have enough points for all this year's rewards. Looking forward to what rewards they release. Hopefully some really sick cosmetics. Last league, I did not go for Dragon Trophy. I got a little burnt out, but I know plenty of people that did, and it looks like points should be balanced in a way where no matter what regions you pick, you'll have plenty of points to get Dragon. Auto-completed quests. This one's big. That was a big complaint from last league, is that people didn't want to spend the whole time doing quests to unlock stuff, which I think is valid. Some quests can be fun, but when you're just trying to do content in a limited time game mode that lasts, I don't know, I want to say they're like 30, 60 days maybe, tops, maybe a couple months. Do you want to spend your time questing? Answer for some people is yes, but I think for the large majority is no. So another core improvement to leagues, you won't need to spend your time working through long quest chains to access content you provide. Each region comes with a large number of quests, automatically completed, giving you immediate access to many of its key features, activities, and rewards. So yeah, once you unlock Tyrannwyn, you're probably just gonna unlock Prif. You're not gonna have to do any of the quests to get there. Oh, maybe I should read a little more. Choose Tyrannwyn, and you'll be able to head straight to Prifdnis. Select Desert. The Menaphos will be easy to reach almost immediately. So, yeah, you get Desert, it'll probably unlock a lot of those Menaphos quest line. I'm curious though, it says we'll be within easy reach almost immediately. I guess just you probably won't have the lodestone, maybe is what they're saying. You have to at least walk there once. I would hope that at least, I think it's Jack of Spades or something. Like, hopefully at least that's done. The other question for the desert is going to be like, are we going to get the Amasket quest line done? Or are we going to have to do some of that? I guess we'll see. Even faster progression. Another pain point from last league is they kind of felt very slow. They actually hotfix buffed or nerfed the amount of points you need, I guess. Like day 2 or 3, they were just like, all right, server's going down for 30 minutes. We're pulling back the amount of points you need for each task or for each relic because it was taking a while. So it was kind of funny. I was like almost relic tier 5 or something. And then they made the update and boom, I had 6. So I like skipped 5 to 6 immediately. I was like, I'll take it. So they realized that it needs to be faster. So the tasks are divided into tiers from easy to master. Easies are 10, masters all up to 400. And then in between, usually it's like mediums are 20. Hards are 100. And then elites are 200 and masters 400, something like that. But yeah, so depending on how hard the task is to do and what they assign it as, it'll range from 10 to 400 points. This time around, tasks have been designed to deliver a smoother and more rewarding experience, with better balanced objectives, meaningful progression milestones, and more opportunities to engage with recent RuneScape content. So I wonder if like the higher tier tasks are gonna maybe lean towards the newer content. Is what they make it sound like, or maybe there's just gonna be more tasks surrounding newer content. Could be interesting. Many of the barriers that previously slowed you down, such as lengthy reputation grinds and complex quest requirements, have been reduced or automatically unlocked. That's good, that's good. The result is a league where you can spend less time overcoming unnecessary obstacles and more time tackling the content you enjoy, earning points and progressing toward even ever greater rewards. I think when the dev team looks at it and everybody else is like, that's what we're playing leagues for, is to have just this absolutely busted version of RuneScape where we can just fly through it, be like basically gods, and maybe even closer to godhood than previous leagues, with the theme being these god blessings. So we might be very strong this league, and that's what I'm hoping for. In addition to region locking, this league will contain 2 other distinct progression systems: relics, which return, so same thing, and then blessings, a new combat focused progression system. So in old school, this would work with, like, I wonder if each style, no, because there's only 3 gods, so I don't think they're going to be style specific. I think they're going to be like more core mechanic based, or something like unlimited adrenaline, or your enhanced abilities hit harder, and stuff like that. We'll see. Taking a fresh look at relics with a particular focus on balance. Our goal was to ensure that every choice feels compelling, reducing clear best in slot options. That's been a problem in previous leagues, like in old school too. Every league, there's like, you have these tier 3 relics, and there's just one of them is by far and away the best option. And then the like stats show that too. Like there will be stats at like the week 2 or week 3 mark, and they'll be like 93% of people chose this tier 3 relic, and it's like, well, why do we even make the other 2? Which I'm sure it's hard to balance. You have from what I can see on this graphic, so you start at tier 1, and then each little notch should be another tier. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 tiers, 3 relics per tier, assuming there could be more or less in a tier. But that's 21 relics that they have to balance out, which, to their credit, probably difficult. By earning league points, you'll progress through 7 relic tiers. Okay, yep, confirmed. Each packed with new bonuses and game-changing choices, from skilling and resourcing gathering to teleportation and combat. And combat. I'm curious, since we have the combat blessings, why that's there. Maybe it'll be like more generically combat, like something that helps Slayer, something that helps prayer, summoning, stuff like that. Resource gathering, we saw in the first tier in the video, Endless Harvest, Survivalist. Teleportation, usually it'll be like a relic that, I can't remember what the teleportation relics were in Rs3 League last time around. But in like old school, there's been like things that teleport you to a bank, things that teleport you to bosses, things that teleport you to farming patches, so stuff like that. As you unlock higher tiers, the relics become increasingly impactful, opening up new ways to tackle challenges and optimize your build. Your setup will feel unique, reflecting the goals you pursued and the path you've taken through the league. With every tier comes another meaningful decision. Strengthen your existing advantages and unlock entirely new possibilities. So yep, the relics tend to increase in strength, with the kind of exception of tier 1. Tier 1s are always like super strong through the whole thing, and then it kind of like resets. So I give you something super strong to start with, and then it kind of goes down to, like, say at a scale of 1 to 10, the tier 1s are probably like 7 for strength, and then tier 2s will go down to like the 3 area, and then work back up to like tier 7s are insane, just absolutely insane. So this league's passive bonuses have been significantly enhanced. Okay, that's another thing. Each relic tier you unlock, usually you get a passive. That being anything from like drop rate increases to more XP. Like you'll start the league at 6x, and then tier 3 you'll unlock 12, something like that. So that's like the relics passives. Enjoy massive XP boosts, improved rare drop rates, unlimited run energy, which, them saying that right there It has been in the past and should still continue to be the tier 1 relic passive. Tier 1 relic passive should be like unlimited Evron energy and 8x XP. Passive skill cape perks, free invention materials from combat, and much more as you climb the tiers. Free invention perks. Huh. I wonder if as like one of the relic passive, like tier passives, will be basically scavenging, which exists in the game already as a gizmo you can put on a weapon. New blessing system. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. Brand new system. Let's see what they have to say. New this league, blessings introduce a dedicated combat progression system that grows alongside your league journey. While relics offer a mix of combat utility and gameplay enhancing effects, blessings focus exclusively on combat power. I see the reason that I like that this is completely separate from the relics is that you're just gonna be so strong. Instead of having a relic that says like, oh, this is what you do and this makes you stronger, you have, I think they say in here somewhere, 8 blessing tiers. You have 8 tiers of things that are like gonna make you stronger in combat. So by the end, you're just gonna be like, you're gonna blow on Zamorak and he's gonna fall over. Thank you for my vestment set, sir. As you earn blessings, you'll unlock powerful upgrades that enhance your effectiveness in battle while supporting a variety of playstyles without locking you into a specific combat style. Okay, it's good to know. There really shouldn't be any combat style specific things, which I was guessing earlier, being that there's 4 combat styles and only 3 gods. But you can see like you probably have a choice between a Zami oriented one, Guthix, and Saradomin. So at each tier, you'll choose one of those 3. I wonder if there'll be like a stacking like bonus. Like every time you pick a Zamorak one, you get plus 3% damage. And like the more Zamorak you stack, the stronger that bonus is. Or if it's just not going to matter what god you pick at each tier. As you progress through the 8 blessing tiers, you'll have the number of opportunities to choose between 3 paths themed around order, chaos, balance, which is Saradomin, Zamorak, Guthix, allowing you to shape your combat strengths as your build evolves. At tiers 4 and 8, you'll unlock a special god tier blessing. These upgrades offer some of the most powerful combat effects available in the league and are determined by the choices you make in the preceding blessing tiers, rather than selecting them entirely. Oh. Your god tier blessings are influenced by the path you followed. That's cool. So like if you do like 3 Zami and a Guthix, you're probably going to get the Zami god tier blessing. And I like that they're giving you one at 4 and 8. Kind of get that like middle of the league, big power spike, and then kind of the capstone at 8. Choose 2 or more blessings of chaos and you'll unlock the chaos god blessing. Choose 2 or more. Okay. Choose 2 or more blessings of balance or 1 blessing from each path and you'll unlock the balance blessing. Choose 2 or more in the order. Okay. So it's whatever you have majority of. And if equal or all in balance, you get the balance. So I wonder what happens if you have 2 chaos and 2 order. Do you think you get the balance? Because tier 4 is the god tier blessing, so that could happen. Unless it's just based off your first 3 choices. Maybe it's just your first 3, and that system doesn't matter. So that's cool. So like I said, kind of a stacking buff. It'll just determine what god blessing you get. Chaos, balance, or order. So definitely when you're going through that, keep an eye on it. This system adds another layer of strategic decision, making tier league journey. Every blessing choice contributes toward your eventual god tier blessing, making each decision meaningful as you shape a combat style that suits your preferred way to play. This is one of the parts of leagues I like a lot, is the planning and having another layer of like, okay, if I pick 2 chaos, 3 balance, blah, 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 like what am I going to end up with for my tier 8 blessing? Gives you a lot of things to think about, so that's cool. However, your path isn't set in stone. You'll be able to reset your blessing progression up to 3 times throughout the league, giving you the freedom to experiment with different builds. Oh, so they're doing it like old school's most recent league where they had the big skill tree and they let you reset it a few times. Okay, that's good. I mean, when you introduce a more complex combat system like that, you can kind of fall into this trap where you weren't 100% informed on what was going on. Make sure you subscribe and watch all the videos. Every time they release something here to the start of leagues, I'm going to try to make a video on it. So for anyone that's new or doesn't want to do the planning themselves, I got you covered. So 1 reset's available from tier 1 with 2 more unlocked as you progress through the tiers. Okay, so you get like your tier 1, you're like, this sucks. You can use it, like reset right away. Or I'm assuming you can like stack them up, get to end game, and you have 3 like resets. So you can try like 3 of the top tier builds or whatever. In addition to the choices they offer, each blessing grants a range of powerful passive combat benefits. Okay, so each blessing tier will have passive benefits and a specific you choose. They'll unlock perks that improve mobility, reduce ammo usage, boost your combat performance by improving accuracy, and enhancing adrenaline, or remove traditional costs and restrictions associated with PVM. Like, oh, that's nice. You might get to a point, blessing tier 2, 3, 4, where degradable armors just don't degrade anymore, which is just another nice little quality of life thing. With 8 tiers to unlock, blessings provide a substantial source of power growth throughout the league, helping you take Gilnor's toughest encounters with greater efficiency and confidence. That's cool. Normally I like the fact that you can't reset something and like your choice is your choice. Kind of is part of the like fun of leagues for me, is you stick to what you chose, but with a new system like this with the blessings, I think it's totally fair to give people a few resets so they don't absolutely brick their build. Or there was a lot of people doing that in most recent old school league. They just chose certain nodes on that skill tree and it just made it very hard for them to play. All right, we got our first like reveal teaser. We have our tier 1 relics. This is big. Guys, I'm so hype. All right. So for tier 1 relics, our first one. I think Endless Harvest shows up first here, Jagex. All right, we're looking at Survivalist. Aimed at the gatherer who likes to get hands-on. This relic is all about maximizing resource collection. Doubles resources gained from mining, fishing, woodcutting, and archaeology excavation hotspots, helping you stockpile materials faster than ever before. That's super nice. That's sick. Just double resources. I wonder if you get XP from those additional resources. If so, that's double XP. Just straight up. To support your ventures, it also grants powerful gathering tools, mining, woodcutting, and fishing. Not archaeology, though, so we don't get the special matic. Interesting. Making resource collection even more efficient. On top of that, you'll unlock the Survivalist bag, an enhanced storage container capable of holding up to 150 of 3 different types of logs, ores, or fish at once. Okay. Just reduces how much you have to bank. This is definitely like the active player relic. If you're like, I don't need an AFK, I got a week off from work, which I did that. I'm probably going to be picking Survival. We'll talk about it when we go through them all, but I like this one a lot. Double resources, storage bags, so you don't have to bank as often. Whether you're trading skills, preparing supplies, or building up your bank, this relic ensures you'll never be short on resources. That is nice. The top tier tools are nice. I mean, imagine starting woodcutting, and instead of a bronze axe, you have the friggin' hatchet of bloom and blight. Like, what? You're just going to be... It's going to make the early game so much faster, too. Like, you're just never going to... You're just going to be getting success rolls on those resources so fast. And with mining being so much based off your, like, tool, like how much you hit a rock for, you're just going to be mining an ore on every swing at the start. If you have a pickaxe equivalent to the Earth and Song, that's the second tier. What's the top one called? I don't know. But, yeah, really strong tool. Endless Harvest. This relic is built for players who want a smoother, more laid-back gathering experience. Resources collected through the same skills plus farming this time. Can be sent directly to your bank or metal bank. That's nice. You don't, ores and bars and stuff all go straight there. Keeping your inventory clear and letting you stay gathering. On top of that, fishing, mining, woodcutting each have a 10% chance to upgrade resource to the next tier. Huh. That is neat and very different from what we've had in previous leagues in old school and Rs3. The 10% chance to upgrade reaches the next tier. I wonder how much that's going to matter. And if you get the XP from that next tier. It also removes many of the interruptions that slow down gathering. Trees are rarely felled. Okay, so trees are just stronger. I know this has been a problem in old school. I wonder if it just checks if somebody that's hitting the tree has this. Because you could get griefed by other players. Like, and not like knowingly, but like you could be hitting a tree where with Endless Harvest it's going to last 15 minutes. If someone without it comes up and hits it, does it fell quicker? I'd like to know the answer on that. Fishing spots can be followed automatically when they move, and your character will resume gathering as soon as a tree regrows. Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter if the tree is felled. Like, you're going to have to wait to respawn, but your character is going to go right back to chopping it when it regrows. Miners benefit from permanently full stamina, while archaeologists gain the benefits of an always active time sprite. I'm not gonna lie, those are nice upgrades, even if you are gonna be an active player. Mining full stamina permanently, that's gonna be a legit full AFK. Logout timer, I think, was it 20 minutes in Rs3? So yeah. Just click a rock and you're going to mine for 20 minutes. That's pretty sick. You know, even for the active players, you're going to have to go do some things here and there throughout the day. So, something to think about. Combined, these effects have created a highly streamlined gathering experience and maximizes uptime and keeps resources flowing. A very good first two relics, I would say. Golden Touch. All right, now here's like the little bit different. Those first two are geared towards gathering. I think this one's going to be the like outlier of the tier. This relic is a perfect choice for players looking to master agility and thieving, turning both skills into powerful sources of experience, resources, and wealth, which depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to max, you might just take this for agility because agility is boring. And a relic that helps agility, can't be mad at it. Grants Golden Hawk Boots, a tier 60 hybrid style boots, which passively award agility XP while you're on the move, skilling, or using ultimate abilities. So just like the Silverhawk boots that are no longer around. As you train agility and thieving, you'll also have a chance to obtain Golden Hawk feathers, valuable items that can be converted into prayer XP or alchemized for a sizable coin reward. Okay. Huh. There are some ways where prayer is pretty easy to come by in this game. But that being said, having a prayer XP way is nice. This relic also dramatically speeds up progression by doubling agility course XP, preventing all course and shortcut failures, and rewarding coins for every completed lap based on your agility level. Thieves receive guaranteed success on all pickpocketing attempts, tripled loot, and all rewards automatically noted. Stalls never deplete, safes can be opened without cooldowns, and repeated thieving actions continue automatically, allowing for uninterrupted training. So as this looks insane for thieving is just such a fast skill anyway. I think you're really looking at agility and prayer for this relic, and then the coins, but I feel like there really isn't a lot of things to spend coins on. So that might not be all super important. All coins obtained through thieving are increased by 100x. You're going to be filthy rich if you take this. And if you just want to be rich and you don't care about anything else, this is the relic for you. While chests and safes can reward additional bundles of herbs and potion ingredients. Okay, there's more to this relic than I thought. Huh. Herblore Solve. That is interesting. I have to put a little more respect on this than I initially thought. Huh. That's a big one. I mean, Herblore is just annoying to train on an Iron Man. I'm not gonna lie. This agility, prayer, and Herblore Solve, like, and thieving, but that's fast anyway. That's pretty strong. I mean, most of the resource gathering stuff just kind of happens anyway. And to be honest, you don't really need it. Like, getting the levels for for tasks and stuff is gonna be nice, but wow. I guess I don't know. I don't know what to say. I was like fully going into this when I saw them and being like, "Oh, survivalist is the way." But with Golden Touch having a herb lore solve and prayer directly on it, that's pretty crazy. And the never failing pickpockets, like, sure, thieving's fast, but it's gonna make it way faster, and it's gonna give you an AFK. Like, that is an AFK. So if you like, Endless Harvest is the AFK before. This also has that. So if you need to AFK, you have that. There are some things to buy from shops. Yeah. Wow, that's gonna be a hard choice. It's gonna be a hard choice. Let me know down below what you guys are thinking right away, because I'm curious. Wow. Okay. No wrong choices. I honestly think usually they say that as cope, but I think this time they're actually correct. All right, where do we start? The countdown to launch starts now. We're kicking things off by revealing the first tier of relics today with daily reveals following from July 28th. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait 5 days. So I'll be seeing you guys in 5 days. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make a video on every reveal day, and then I don't know. We'll see. If we got a little motion, maybe I'll do some streaming when the league starts. But we'll have that's TBD. Every day we'll be pulling back the curtain on new relics, blessings, and more. Catch each reveal at 5 p.m. BST on social channels. All right. The league launches August 10th. New blessing system for combat. First tier relics looks like bangers. And the 28th, they're going to start doing daily reveals. So if you want to keep up with the news, and I'll be making like tier lists based on the relics, yeah, subscribe, like, keep an eye out, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for dropping by.